Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, so much cringe. You guys, let's take a look back at that Oprah interview. Now, I have done videos about this before. We've been there in depth about it. So I'm not going to go over every single lie. What I thought was we'd kind of give an overview of the interview. I'll give you some facts, maybe some behind the scenes stuff. We'll get into user reviews of this interview. And I didn't even know that was a thing. I stumbled upon it on IMDb, and spoiler alert, people hated it. And it's very funny to read the reviews. So I thought, let's take a look at that. Since we've been doing these deep dives and these so much cringe videos, I thought, well, we gotta go for the cringiest, right? Gotta go for this Oprah interview. So we'll jump right on in. There's so many quotes like this one, and it makes you wonder whether anything they said about racism in the royal family or the fact that Meghan couldn't get help with her mental health were true. Yeah, none of it was true. Actually, I can answer that. But anyway, so many quotes like this coming out. So many things have been uncovered since the interview. So I thought, you know what? Let's just take a look at the cringe and talk about it. All right. Since Fraud of Harold and Fraud took main stage in this interview, meaning she was on the screen the most, let's talk her. So when you look at this, what stands out? So many things. The bird shit dress, the stupid hair, the makeup. I'm like, what is up with her eyeliner? Well, I'll tell you what's up with her eyeliner. This is what's up with her eyeliner. How Princess Diana used makeup as a weapon. Interesting. I would say that Meghan's doing the same thing. So if you recall, when Diana did the famous interview, now infamous interview with Martin Bashir, she did the dark eyeliner, and look at that. Meghan decided to do the same thing. It's almost like she did it on purpose. The other thing that she accidentally did, I'm using huge stupid air quotes on that one, accidentally did was, hey, dress and act exactly like Wallace Simpson. Total coincidence, right? Not at all pre-planned down to the bird shit dress? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Look at the hair, look at all of it. Yep, yeah. I'm sure her blind followers will say, no, I don't see the likeness, but hello. Nothing she does is on accident. It's all pre-planned, premeditated, however contrived, I think is the word. Even down to the fake tears that weren't actually there, but if she rubs her hand close enough to her eye, she won't smear her makeup, but it'll appear to some like she actually has tears, thus believing some of the stuff she's saying. I don't know how she can. Which brings me to this point. So many things have come out. I think they came out within hours of the interview, but in the days to follow, the weeks to follow, and now the years to follow, so many things have come out and been proven untrue, been proven exaggerated, and some are just listed in the unprovable file. This article comes out of Express and says Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah included over 30 lies. And then goes on to cite Tom Bower's book. We've been through Tom Bower's book. Definitely go back and listen to those recaps if you haven't already, because those are some of my favorite that I've done. He really goes deep into this and, well, again, all the lies. So just a reminder, this premiered March 7th, 2021. It was filmed in Santa Barbara, California, and it came the year after Harry and Meghan announced their decision to step down, you know, the whole thing, which happened in January 2020. The interview talked about all their stuff, the courtship, the wedding, their children, take that how you will, mental health struggles, and then a whole bunch of fiction mostly. So the funny thing is, when you start looking up Harry and Meghan Oprah lies, look into Wikipedia. Because, yeah, it goes over the numbers like, it was released this day, all the stuff I've been telling you, right? Where it was filmed, that sort of thing. But there is a section under there called Veracity and Context of Claims. And then there's point after point after point of things that have since come out to be not true. And I've just not quite seen... I haven't quite seen an article like this where it's like they have to seriously backtrack on a lot of stuff. And the funny thing is, people like Wikipedia are pointing it out. Again, if you just Google it, there's a million articles out there. I have YouTube videos on it. A lot of people have YouTube videos about proven lies from the Oprah interview, that sort of thing. The only ones that are in denial about it are Harry, Meghan, and Oprah. And the Sugars, of course, but that's not saying much. They're in denial about a lot of stuff. Now, let's get to the fun stuff. Let's look at people's unconscious bias and take a look at the reviews that people have left about this thing. So all I did was jump on Google. I honestly didn't even think I'd be able to find reviews. I thought it'd just be articles. But I didn't realize IMDb actually has the reviews up. So we can take a look at this. And this is what you see when you first pull it up. So it looks like it's got 2.4 stars with 182 ratings. I'm sure it pisses her right off, but I find it hilarious. Now let's take a look at some of these ratings that people have left. Clown Prince and Princess of La La Land, 1 out of 10 stars. It says, what a load of tosh. Each sentence uttered, I love tosh, by the way. Each sentence uttered is drenched in hypocrisy and self-pity. A pathetic marketing exercise in how to sell any ounce of decency you once might have had to an audience that doesn't give a rodent's bottom who you are. Disowned by family, disconnected from reality, sad. All right, this one's called One-Sided Interview. They wanted a private life. So far, a podcast deal, Netflix deal, this interview. Oh, this was written before Spare. Just you wait, my friend, much more coming. The program itself has a major flaw. I'd say it has lots of major flaws. And shows two people airing a family matter, lots of family matters, on TV that wanted privacy, which immediately makes you question the motive behind this interview. Is it true? The age-old saying, 2 sides to every story applies. Here's the deal, though. They'll only take softball interviews like this. It's not even an interview. It's a list of pre-planned out questions agreed upon by both sides, and nothing is fact-checked, nothing is questioned, nothing is challenged. And that's how they like it. Because look what happens when they are challenged. Look at Harry on the stand and how horribly he did. And how we got to see him try to think on his feet. Yes, that's scary, I know. That's how that goes, right? Look how that turned out. So they can't handle it. So they have to do these, again, softball celebrity friend interviews. I wouldn't even call it an interview. These, I don't know, chats. This one's called Boo Hoo. Oh, please, take your millions of dollars and stop crying about what you went through. Instead, take a walk down the streets of LA and see how real people are suffering. And Oprah, you've really shown your true colors here. I thought you were a fair and honest journalist. I guess I was wrong. I'd go ahead and chuck Gayle in that category too. And the reason I say that is because obviously they're BFFs, but we've seen how Gayle stands up for these two blindly. And how they scratch each other's backs, right? They gave CBS like first announcement about Archie. They kind of cut the palace out of that whole deal. It was very weird. Go back again and listen. I talk about it in depth with the Revenge book. But yeah, and then recently, even with the car chase, Gayle is like, oh, I can't believe people don't believe them. I'm like, they have a track record for lying about everything. Are we really surprised that nobody believes them? Okay, this review is called, It's as if she bought a ticket to see the movie Titanic and then was shocked to see that it sank. The 1.5-hour interview kept my interest, not because the interview was spellbinding, but because it was a downhill trip from the start. Meghan made a fool of herself when she willfully stated that she knew next to nothing about Prince Harry, the man she married. He's a member of one of the most talked about families in the entire world. What bubble has she been living in? It's as if she bought a ticket to see the movie Titanic and was shocked to see that it sank. Who doesn't know this? I think about this a lot too. It's the whole... What's the word? She likes to be contrarian. Like, I met my future in-laws, the king and queen to be of England, in ripped jeans and barefoot. And yet we'll go to a homeless shelter dripping in jewels and diamonds and the fanciest of fancy bullshit ever, right? Like every label ever. Okay. So that doesn't make any sense. Then she comes out with this, I don't know, it was like international studies, international relations, who cares? Um, and yet brags, I didn't know anything about my husband. I didn't know anything about his family. You guys, one of the funniest things to come out of this, one of you guys in the comments said, I believe that she didn't Google Harry. It's because she was busy Googling William. And that's how she learned about Harry. Or, that's how she knew everything about the family. She probably wasn't Googling Harry. You're brilliant. I love that so much. You're spot on. Go ahead and add that she was Googling Diana as well. But, All right. I love the title of this one. 2 millionaires chat with a billionaire. About the hardships of becoming a princess and the difficulties of growing up as a prince. Exaggerations, delusions, and poor acting abound. It's clear that the issue at the center of Meghan's problems is Meghan herself. There's a great line from Justified, the TV series, that goes something like this. If you run into an asshole in the morning, you simply ran into an asshole. But if you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole. I have not heard that expression. I love it so much. That's perfect. I will now start using that. That's great. This one's simply called Staged, and it says, this interview seems staged and practiced ahead of time. Yeah, definitely so. It seemed exaggerated and full of untruths. That's everything they say. It was as if Harry and Meghan had an axe to grind against the royal family just because they didn't get their way. Ding, ding, ding. Oprah did a terrible job as the interviewer. She didn't challenge their ludicrous claims or seek clarifications to support their accusations. Exactly. They actually contradict themselves in the interview several times. We all noticed it. Oprah didn't catch that. I don't think she cares. She just wanted that paycheck. It was very one-sided and unfair attack on the royal family. It was full of lies, contradictions, and hypocrisy. Harry and Meghan are really good at playing the victim and playing the race card. This interview was a bad joke. I can't believe I wasted my time watching this garbage. Exactly this. This was my takeaway as well. What garbage? This one's called So Many Lies. So many lies told that are easily fact-checked. Exactly. I have been saying the same thing. They lie about the most ridiculous things. They just lie to lie. They can't keep straight their lies. And then they lie to lie to lie, if that makes any sense. If they don't know how to tell the truth. But if they just tell the truth, you can remember the truth. It's the lies that get you in trouble, right? Markle is a phony liar. Harry should be ashamed of himself for sitting there knowing the truth and allowing her to spew lies about his family. Her sister didn't change back to her maiden name after Meghan and Harry's relationship went public. She had been using it for years prior already. How about in her book, Finding Freedom, who her friend and mouthpiece Omid Scobie wrote, saying that no one cried during the dress fittings. The original rumor always was that Meghan made Catherine cry, or them saying they had been cut off by Chuck when in fact, King Charles, when in fact he was, until recently at least, still funding them. Why doesn't Meghan talk to any of her relatives or family on either side? Why was Oprah, who was a complete stranger, invited to the wedding and sat in the area in the church reserved for special family members? Why does Meghan claim she paid for schooling herself and then the message cuts off? But you get the idea. Yeah, all excellent questions. The one thing I'll say is Oprah wasn't a complete stranger when she went to the wedding. It's talked about in Tom Bower's book that she had reached out to Meghan for an interview right before the wedding, and Meghan allegedly told her, basically, now's not the time, but I'll talk to you soon. So she knew. She was planning. We all know that. 2 multimillionaires complain to a billionaire. A waste of 2+ hours watching this complaint session by Harry and his wife. very disappointed in Oprah, who made her fortune off the back of middle-aged women, used her platform to promote victimhood in order for Harry's wife to trash her husband's family by using the race card with no receipts. This so-called interview showcases Harry and his wife, along with Oprah's vindictiveness toward the royal family and the people of the UK and the Commonwealth. Fast forward, this smear campaign has made the royal family more popular, and these three popularity decrease. Cry me a river. Want to hear misinterpreted, dramatized, fifth-hand information? Then tune in for this latest cry fest. The world's smallest violin is playing for the media attention, grabbing media criticizers. Isn't that a contradiction? Yes, exactly what we've all been saying. Their whole existence, their whole spiel is a contradiction. Case in point, see the near catastrophic car chase, right? Where they, I don't even have to go. Oh my God, it makes my head spin. All of it, the hypocrisy is just off the charts, right? And finally, we have worse than a movie, 1 out of 10. I couldn't rate this any lower. She comes across in this piece of fiction as a lying, manipulative money grabber, while the other actor, let's call him PH, let's just call him H, seems to be cat whipped, they're going there, blank whipped, deranged individual. The person playing Oprah, in my opinion, seemed more content looking at the cake stand, which was strategically placed near the other two actors, probably. However, it's still a better movie than Twilight. What? I disagree. I perhaps like the movie Twilight. Okay, it was a shitty movie too, but it was better than this. I'd rather watch Twilight on repeat than watch Oprah interview again. You guys, I appreciate you so much. This was a lot of fun. So much cringe to be had here. If there's something else you want to deep dive the cringe on, please let me know in the comments. I welcome it. I truly appreciate you tuning in and all the love and support. I love reading the comments on stuff like this. I really do. If you want to further support this show, definitely check out the merch. We got Recollections May Vary, Make It Make Sense in a World of Meghan's Be a Catherine. Got that as well. What else? Check out Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can become an executive producer and get your shout out. Speaking of which, I'm going to shout out my executive producers now. So huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robin's Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Dombey. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. I so appreciate you all. Thank you if you are on the Patreon. Thank you if you're an executive producer. And hey, if you're not, definitely check it out. We have a lot of fun over there. Guys, I hope you have the best day, and I will talk to you again soon. Can't wait to bring you another video like this. Take care. Bye-bye.